Hey guys, Ken here from the Retro Toys Escapades channel in Malaysia. In my last video, I shared the reveal of the brand new M.A.S.K vehicles being developed by toy manufacturers The Loyal Subjects for release this year. The coverage was shared online from a special breakfast event, as I understand it, which was held prior to New York Toy Fair 2025. But now, we have the images coming in from day one of Toy Fair, from the booth of the Loyal Subjects, and this special display showcase for M.A.S.K is hands down the most gorgeous thing that I've seen on the internet today. Now, it is something that fans have dreamed and wished for to become real for the longest time, and they sure took their time with it. But now, the gang's all here at last, and I went into detail on my thoughts on the vehicles in my last video. For today's video, I wanted to go over the official prices of each of these vehicles as announced by the Loyal Subjects in the product walkthrough. So stick around, subscribe to the channel if you haven't already, and let's get into it. Now, the price points are obviously very important because, look, everybody wants these damn things and they need to figure out just how much they need to set aside to own all of it. And I think it's interesting that in this display, the Loyal Subjects have actually arranged the vehicles in an ascending order according to their price point. Okay, from the lowest to the highest. We're starting off here with the Condor. The Condor is the most simplistic of all the vehicles here in this range. And you know what? It was the entry-level vehicle from when we were kids. Okay, the easiest one that our parents could actually afford for us. And it was one of those vehicles that had no spring-activated features of any kind. You just transformed it manually from a speeder bike to a one-man operated copter. And this vehicle is priced at $29.99 according to the Loyal Subjects. When it goes up for pre-order later on July 1st via Big Bad Toy Store, it will go up there for $29.99. I think that price point is actually okay. All right, I don't think it's fantastic. All right, but this is what it is. Okay, in these modern times, for a vehicle of this size that has some kind of action feature, you would probably expect it to be maybe about 30 to 35 bucks. So that's why I feel that this price point is pretty much expected. Interestingly, they did not provide any sort of comparison with the original vehicles from 1985. I guess they didn't have them. Right. Well, you know what, guys? You could have just called me, okay? I could have just brought my whole stash over there to help out with the display. But also, the action figures themselves, they're stated here to be about 2.75 inches in height. That is the exact same height of the classic figures. So even though the figures look different, like in the case of Brad Turner here, I do feel he looks a lot taller than the original 85 figure, but he is in fact of the same size. And then after that, we're checking out the Thunderhawk. Obviously, the standout, most iconic vehicle from M.A.S.K. Now, the Thunderhawk, as announced by the Loyal Subjects, will be priced at $49.99 USD. And that is actually, well, that's actually a lot higher than I thought it would be. Okay. But then again, at this point, this stuff is all just mainly geared at collectors. And no doubt there's a lot of people out there that want this thing. Okay, I've shared all of the details on my Facebook page as well for Retro Toy Escapades. The engagement there has been insane. A lot of people are just finding out about these vehicles for the very first time. A lot of people didn't think it was possible for them to come back in this modern time. So I think that, basically it's going to draw in a lot of interest from people who've never collected toys for the longest time, but they just want this damn M.A.S.K set, okay, in their hands. And the Thunderhawk definitely, is one of those vehicles that I think that if you had it in your collection, it basically represents M.A.S.K. Okay, you don't have to have like 20 or 30 vehicles. You just need to have probably like the Thunderhawk alone by itself. And this one vehicle alone may just represent your passion for the brand. If you're just a casual fan, maybe all you need is just a Thunderhawk. Now, interestingly, I have not seen any images, okay, either on display, anywhere on the internet, anything like that, of the Thunderhawk in its normal Camaro mode. And that's also probably because these are just prototypes. And I don't believe they've worked in the action features or anything like that just yet. So I've not seen anybody actually operating the vehicles. There's a product walkthrough that they shared online, and they were just basically handling the vehicles as it is. All of the photos that I've seen online are just of the Thunderhawk in its fighter jet mode. Nothing at all of it in its normal 1985 Camaro IROC Z mode. And you know what? I just wanted somebody to just hold this thing up there, close the wings down, and just pop them open. I just wanted to see that action feature. I guess they can't do that just yet because these are unfinished prototypes. So for now, we just have to wonder just how effective the action features will be on these modern re-releases. Okay, and after the Thunderhawk, we've got the Switchblade. Okay, now we're getting to the much larger vehicles here. And the Switchblade, of course, the only bad guy vehicle in this whole assortment. The Switchblade converts from a copter to a fighter plane. And you know what? This thing, like I said, is huge. And the loyal subjects have announced that it's going for a price point of 74.99. Holy hell, that is heavy, okay? 74.99. No doubt, okay, this one does have a pretty big spring activated conversion mode that allows you to change it from its helicopter to fighter jet mode. And it does have another feature that allows you to just drop a bomb. No other real features that I can think of. Oh wait, of course, there's the spinning propellers. Okay, they have confirmed that the propeller blades will turn in copter mode. Okay, you can just press a button on the side there, just like the classic vehicle, and the blades will spin. I did not see a demo of that though. Okay, I've not seen anybody show off that feature. So we just have to take the word for it that everything performs as it should. Of course, I could be wrong. Tomorrow, they could put out a video showing all of these vehicles in full operating mode. But as for now, okay, as of right now, I believe that these are just prototypes. Nobody's going to mess around with them too much, right? And then lastly, we've got the Rhino. Now, this is the crown jewel of this whole Wave 1 assortment. This is the most premium offering here, a tractor rig that is as iconic as Optimus Prime was in the 80s. And this thing transforms from a truck to a mobile defense base that's also sort of a headquarters for the M.A.S.K team. And this thing's got a lot of features, right? It's got the spring-activated battering ram in the front. It's got a firing rocket in the back. It's also supposed to have something of an ejector seat. All right, I didn't hear anybody actually mentioning that feature though. Does this new unit come with that? I hope so. But yes, a whole lot of features, including the back portion of the rig, which actually separates to form this roaming ATV. And this whole thing is piloted by two drivers, team leader Matt Tracker and Bruce Seto. The whole package is going for a whopping 99.99 USD. That is heavy, right? That is a lot heavier than I thought the Rhino was going to go for, but this is what it is. And it's important to note as well that these toys are just simply not in circulation anymore. They haven't been for the last 40 years. The only place you can find them is on eBay. That's where all of us got our sets over the years. And the prices on eBay have just escalated over the last 15 years or so. Something like the Rhino, I would say, would easily go for about 400 bucks or even more for like a mint in box thing with the original packaging and everything. That's right. So probably paying 100 bucks is a steal deal for a lot of collectors. I don't know, you gotta let me know in the comments. But either way, the prices are in fact a lot higher than I expected them to be, because when I did one of the earlier videos from about a month or so ago, I estimated that something like the Thunderhawk would be going for maybe about 35 bucks to maybe about 40 at the most. But looks like I was either pretty close or just off by about 10 bucks or so. And I think I know the reason why is because I forgot to take into consideration the extent of the licensing fees that the loyal subjects would have to pay to Hasbro, okay, to produce this stuff. Now, if Hasbro had produced all of it themselves, I think that this would have been a lot cheaper. But as you know, Hasbro is getting out of the action figure game, and that's why they're licensing out most of their properties to other manufacturers to do. So in this case, I feel that the prices are a lot higher because of the fact that these guys have to pay a licensing fee. That cost is being transferred over to us. All right, what do you guys think? So let me know in the comment section what you guys think about the prices for these new M.A.S.K toys. Are these something that you're just waiting to get your hands on? I think that most of you guys are, definitely, because they may be a bit pricey, but they're still a lot cheaper than what we pay for them on the secondary market. And for a lot of us, it's the first opportunity that we've had to own this stuff again after 40 years. And I do hope that this first wave is a success, because they've hinted that they're already working on wave 2. And I do wonder what that assortment is going to look like. A lot of us want stuff like the Raven and stuff like that coming back. But you know what? I think that it all hinges on this first wave being a success. M.A.S.K is a brand that I believe can enjoy a lot of growth, especially when it comes to the action figures. I don't think that fans will be that interested in a new cartoon series or a new comic book line, or maybe even a live action feature. I don't think that thing's going to work out, right? But when it comes to the toys, that's what everybody wants. And from what we're seeing here, the loyal subjects are off to a really great start. Thanks for watching the video, and I'll talk to you guys again real soon. Take care out there.